What's it like doing a 10-day silent Vipassana course? How do you live by a bell all day? And what's the timetable like? And really, what's it like sitting on these cushions for 10 hours a day? The accommodation, come with me and I'll show you what that's like. I'll also show you what goes on with our brain waves as a result of the course and how we can reduce the cortisol in our body and so much more. Have you ever wondered what goes on with your brain-body instrument as you do a 10-day silent Vipassana meditation retreat? You're about to find out. My name is Darren Fleming. I'm an expert in productivity mindset. I go into organisations and show them how to be more productive by controlling what's in their head. I do Vipassana every single year, and tomorrow I'm heading off for my 4th sit because that is the best way to control your mindset. As part of this process, what I'm doing is I'm running the ruler over a number of different areas of my life to measure any changes. I jumped on the scale this morning. I came in at 92 kilos, which is a bit heavier than I would like. Normally at a retreat, I lose a couple of kilos. And the reason for that is, first of all, the food is so nutritious. It's delicious, it's full vegetarian. And I think it's pretty cool that you can sit still for 10 hours a day and lose a couple of kilos over 10 days. I think that's great. The second thing that I am measuring is my body's stress markers. Yesterday, I took a bunch of measurements of my cortisol levels, which is the main stress indicator, and I'll do that right after the retreat as well to see if there has been any change. The third area that I am looking at, and this is the one that fascinates me the most, is what goes on in the brain. When we meditate, it's all about controlling what's going on in our head and what's going on there. I have a headset that I measure brainwaves with when I'm at home meditating. I can't use it at the retreat. But this morning I popped it on as I meditated, and this is the readout. You can see the 5 types of brainwave there. Starting at the top, you've got the blue, which is beta. You're there when you are alert, paying attention to what's going on. The next one is alpha, the yellow. Consider this dozing. Green is sleep, dreaming sleep. Then you have got the purple right at the bottom, which is theta. That is deep dreamless sleep. And in the middle there, you've got gamma, which is considered to be accessing higher levels of consciousness. Vipassana meditation is all about being present in the present moment and being 100% aware of what's going on. There are various types of meditation out there about visiting realms and going into trances. That is not Vipassana. Vipassana is about being aware of what's going on. That's why this morning, when I meditated, the beta levels are really high. Interesting thing happened around, I reckon it looks like about the 22, 23 minute mark, is the gamma brain waves started to shoot up. They were starting at 122, that's decibels, so how much of that frequency is being pumped out, and rose up to 132. Now the gamma brainwaves are all about accessing higher states of consciousness. And for the 10 minutes that I was in this brain cycle, I remember having thoughts about how I can improve my keynote, how I can take this information and help my clients with what I learn on the retreat. Interestingly, the beta brainwaves went up as well, so they were becoming more loud as well, so producing more of them. So in other words, I was alert and paying attention to my higher states of consciousness. This is an amazing thing to do for getting breakthroughs, etc. After the meditation, I was able to make a note as to what they were and go forward accordingly. What I'm going to do is, after the meditation retreat, I'm going to do another measure on my brainwaves and compare them to see how they're going pre and post. I will take you along for my journey down from Adelaide to Hobart. I'll show you as much of the centre as I can before we have to hand over our phones, our keys. There's no writing material allowed, no reading material allowed. This whole journey of Vipassana is about going within and performing deep surgery on the psyche. As the old saying goes, if you don't go within, you'll always go without. Come along and I'll show you what a Vipassana is like. I can't think of a better way to spend a day, combining my 2 favourite passions, flying and meditation. The centre is about 45 minutes from Hobart. If you're not a local, they will help you with some transport. Down there, that is the female accommodation. That near is the male accommodation. Right there, the window you can't see, or you can only just see a bit, that's my window. Some sheds there. So I've been here about half an hour. That is the meditation hall behind me, and this tree up behind me here, this one. Yeah. It's got three tawny frogmouth owls in there. This place is so beautiful. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's cold, it's going to get colder, but it is so beautiful. It's so relaxing. I'm so looking forward to getting off my phone and handing it in and becoming free of it, so I can meet some of the other participants, get to know who they are before I ignore them for 10 straight days. Thanks for watching so far. I will be back in 10 days. Just come out of the 10-day retreat. It is just past 7 o'clock, and wow, what an experience. One of the most amazingly beautiful things I've ever done. There were tears, there were deep lows, there were highs, all on this process. This process is nothing more than calming your mind, then learning to concentrate your mind, and then using that concentration to go to the depth of your mind to pull out mental defilements that cause stress. And having the opportunity to do that for 10 days is amazing. The venue here, it's actually just stopped raining for the first time in days. We've had a lot of rain. I would suggest probably at least 2 inches, maybe even a lot more. The tracks have held up really well, other than one. The food here has been amazing. The people have been amazing. The Dharma servers, the people on the fellow meditators, they're amazing as well. We all followed the rules, which is what we want, except for the guy who was smoking in his room on day 1 and 2. But he was coming here to give it up, and they worked with him to stop him smoking. We only lost one person on the course, and guess who that was? But he didn't leave until yesterday, day 10. So, you know, he got a lot of value from the course. He was also marching to his own drum beat, so good on him for making it as far as he did. It's a tough course. Yeah, sitting for 10 hours a day can be hard. There is a technique and a trick to it, and they do give you that technique and that trick to be able to sit still for the hours you need to. But they don't give that to you until day 3, and that's part of the process. I'm now going to turn my phone off, and I'm going to try and make it all the way back to Adelaide, so 2 flights from here, without turning my phone on. I'm not quite sure how I'll go with getting all the way to home. Might be a bit of a problem when I need an Uber in Adelaide, but I'll work that out then. While I'm doing that, why don't you have a look around this most amazingly beautiful place, and I will see you when I get back to Adelaide. Well, I made it back to Adelaide. I did turn my phone on. I've got the chantings and meditations on my phone. I wanted to do a meditation on one of the flights. So, review of the Vipassana and what happened to my body. First thing I want to say is Vipassana is not one of those meditation retreats where you go for blissed out. You don't go there to align your chakras and get your kundalini flowing and into the seventh jhana and all those sort of things. They're valid meditations. Vipassana is science. This is a scientific process. If you follow steps Shila, Samadhi, Panya, you will achieve these outcomes. The process is run in a very strict, it is incredibly strict and this tight timetable. And because of that, you're able to achieve some amazing outcomes. So what happened to my body? First of all, I lost 2.5 kilos, so got to be happy with that. I reckon at least 1 kilo of that was fluid. I just found I was drinking a lot less water. Sleep. When you go on these courses, the sleep you get is absolutely amazing. And the reason for that is sleep is all about getting the mind to be quiet and calm and still. And that's what the whole course is about. So you're going to sleep well. A couple of times I found that I woke in the middle of the night, once at 3, when you're getting up at 4, another hour. Another night I woke up at 1 a.m, only after 4 hours sleep. And he talks that this may happen to people, and he gives a technique for what to do when that happens, and how if you apply that technique, you wake up and you're fine and you're good to go for the day. And I did, and I was good to go. So in one 24-hour cycle, I got only 4 hours sleep and was still going strong at 9 o'clock that night. So the process works. Diet. The food on these courses is fantastic. And it's a little too good, actually. It's very tasty, very nutritious. It's all vegetarian. But the temptation is to eat more than you should. You're only going to be fed at 6:30 in the morning and then again at 11. And then if you're a new student, you get some fruit around 5 o'clock. And then if you're an old student, you don't get any food until 6:30 the following day. The temptation is to pile the plate up and eat lots more. What I found, though, and he talks about this, is you're better off to cut back. When you cut back, what happens is you can concentrate better. And if you can concentrate more easily and to deeper level, you get more out of the course and you are able to enjoy the experience even more. And as you cut back, it obviously has great diet benefits as well. So that's good. During the course, moods fluctuate wildly. The first 3.5 days, let's face it, Samadhi is where you're learning to concentrate the mind, you're just paying attention. It's just hard yakka. It is super hard yakka, even for old students, because we haven't entered the field of Vipassana yet. Sitting still for a period of time is just hard work. Because of this, what happens is lots of frustrations and anger crop up, and that causes you to get angry, and that's the process. One thing I've experienced on all the retreats I've done and heard other people talk about it, I went and confirmed this with the students on my retreat, is lots of sexual fantasies and sexual memories and come up during the first 3.5 days. Maybe that is the mind's way of trying to regain control and get you out of what it is you're doing. But it's very common, so when they come up, you're on the path. Motivation. How do you keep yourself motivated? Well, if you've signed up, you've clearly got a level of motivation. They say day 2 and day 6 are the hardest days. And I didn't find day 2 a problem, but day 6, I was thinking, why am I doing this? It's hard yakka. It's not fun. And I basically told myself this is going to be the last one that I do. I hadn't twigged that it was day 6. And then I woke up on day 7 and just go into it. And I had such a beautiful day sitting in through the Vipassana body scan. So just be aware motivations do change. They go high, they go low. This is what happens. Part of the Vipassana process, you become incredibly sensitive to other energy from other people. So on day 10, when you can come out and noble silence is lifted, and you can talk to other people. One of the participants, he was marching to his own drum beat. It was a bit rough. He started swearing, just part of the way he talks. He was swearing, and every time he swore, I could feel it was like an energetic attack, and my body constricted. When I got back to Adelaide, and my wife picked me up, and she said, "We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do the next thing. We got to do this. How can you do that?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" It's just a different level of energy that you're coming back into. The noble silence. The noble silence is an amazing thing. Oh my goodness, it is so good. You're not being bugged by anybody. You're not having to talk to anyone. You can just go deep within. And the process would not work, in my opinion, without the noble silence. You wouldn't be able to get the depth. One of the things I noticed is the energy, my energy at times, my whole body slowed down. So on the afternoon of the day 4, we were given Vipassana. And what that means, they just teach, there's no rite or ritual in it. They just teach you the process. Came out after that 1 hour 40 sit, and I burst into tears, and I could not walk anything faster than a real slow walk. People were walking past me as though I was standing still. To give you an example, the walking track I'd timed myself, it takes 7 minutes to do. When after the Vipassana, it took me about 12 minutes to do. And that slowed down. It lasted for about 24 hours. It's just my whole system slowing down, and it didn't pick up to where it was originally until the day the course finished. Sitting days 1 to 4, they're just hard yakka. That's just what the process is. It's about controlling your attention. What this process does is it puts you in an environment where you are free from mental agitation. You don't have to cook, you don't have to clean, you don't have to talk to anyone, so your mind can calm down. They then teach you a process to control your attention. When you control your attention, they then show you how to go deep into your psyche, into your unconscious, and use that attention to extract the mental defilements that cause you misery. And it's an amazing process. So what am I feeling at the end of this process? I'm feeling immense gratitude. How privileged is it that you can go off and do this, take time out of your life. Thank you to my beautiful wife and family for supporting me. I am feeling immense peace and immense calm, and that's got to be good. We won't have peace in the world until every individual has peace in their mind. So that's how we achieve world peace. The brainwave scan. I sat this morning, but unfortunately the brainwave device conked out 15 minutes in, so I'll have to do another scan, and then I'll add this after the stuff with Alessandra on the cortisol. 3 quick tips for someone going off on their first Vipassana. First, easy on, easy off shoes. So the meditation halls and the accommodation are shoe off areas, and there's always a long walk between, 50, 100 meters. So you want to be able to have shoes that come on, off easily, because you're going to be taking them on and off a lot. Comfy bedding. The bedding you would have seen in the video there, bring along what you'll be comfortable to sleep in. They supply the mattress and a pillow if you want, and a blanket. I bring a doona, I bring blankets, I bring my own pillow, because I like being comfortable when I sleep. And the third is your phone. How do you manage your phone? You have to hand your phone in. Understanding how the mindset you will be in when you get back is the key for knowing what to turn off. So before you hand your phone back, take off any apps you do not want to be bugged by. So I got rid of the Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, and all that sort of stuff. They're no longer on my phone. I can access them on the computer if I want, just not my phone. Second, turn the Wi-Fi calling off. Then turn your data off. Then turn the airplane mode on. Then turn your phone off. Now, the reason for this is when you get your phone back in 12 days' time, what will happen is if you turn your phone on, you want to take some photos, you turn your phone on, you're just going to be hit with a deluge of notifications and alerts and stuff. If you have turned all those things off, you can turn your phone on and access your camera. Then you can turn on your access to the telephone network separately without going through the data, which means you can stay offline for a bit longer and ease back in. If you're considering doing a Vipassana, It is one of the most amazing experiences you'll ever go through. It is hard work, don't get me wrong, but the rewards are so wonderful. What's the old saying? The views from the hardest mountains are the best. That's what this is. I will do another meditation and brainwave monitoring so we can have a look at that. And now we'll go have a look at the results of the cortisol from Alessandra.
Hi.
How you doing?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Very well, very well. Busy, but well.
That's good. That's a good thing to be. What we see here is that your morning cortisol has normalized. There's still this midday cortisol that's quite elevated. So this will be interesting to, find out a little bit more about stress levels, but also, nutritional patterns, what's happening when you're exercising, meal timing, those kinds of things that could be impacting that. The afternoon cortisol normal and the evening is normal. But when you look at the actual range, the color range, we can see that they're not all nice in line and following a certain pattern. So we're still seeing a little bit of variation there. Let's have a look at what happened after the meditation course. Fantastic. So here, massive change.
Wow.
The meditation course. Yeah, really phenomenal. So everything is absolutely, in range. I mean, really phenomenal change that we can see. So the midday cortisol has normalized. The afternoon is normal. The evenings come down even a little bit lower, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. The morning cortisol is in range. So this definitely looks like much healthier pattern than what we saw in the other three. What I want to point out is that I do see these results on a daily basis in people who then adopt strategies. We know that when cortisol levels are so dysregulated, a number of things really happen. Immune system is affected. We have increased risk of cardiovascular disease, cancers, autoimmunity, lots of different things. So I think this is where your expertise with the particular courses that you lead is just really so needed right now, because the techniques that you use, you don't need to go off, for 10 days to do that. You can just learn these techniques.
No.
You can do them, on the go, in the office, in between meetings, to offset the pressure that we're all experiencing. So I'm all for it. So I really hope that you share this knowledge, because I think this is so needed right now.
Thank you so much for that, Alessandra. It's been fascinating, very insightful to see what's going on with my stress levels.
Absolute pleasure. So you keep on meditating, and this looks fantastic.
Awesome. That's really cool. So, how did the brainwaves go? What went on with them during the retreat? This is the brainwaves from earlier, and as you can see, we had the one big post there, jump in gamma brainwaves, which is all about higher states of consciousness. And we have some other smaller spikes here. That was the day before I left. About 2 to 3 days after I got back, I recorded this study. And as you can see, some beautiful lateral separation. Now, this is changes during meditation. So what this is telling us is that my brain waves have settled, become a lot more stable. And if our brain waves are stable, our brain is stable, and we're going to be able to react more evenly, more calmly to the world. And it kind of makes sense. Having spent 10 days meditating 10 hours a day, it's going to be fairly stable. This was recorded in early November, so 2 months after getting back from the course. Once again, you can still see the great lateral separation, but the frequency has changes have jumped in. This is bound to happen. If you go from 10 days of solid meditating each day through to this, you're bound to drop off in the level of frequency, and the change is going to come in. What we're also noticing is, though, there are a lot higher amounts of gamma, which is associated with higher brainwave function, accessing higher states of consciousness. That is not what Vipassana is about. It's just a wonderful side effect. So there you have it. Vipassana meditation will help you lose some weight. It will help you reduce cortisol levels in your body and help straighten out your brain waves. That's got to be a great thing to experience. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and there will be plenty more research videos coming out around mindset mastery and how meditation can help you be the next best version of yourself. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Having the right mindset in life is crucial to achieve anything. If you want to visit the most amazing and beautiful places at a time that works for you, my book, Mindset Mastery, will show you how to deactivate that voice in your head that says, no, I can't. That voice that keeps you playing small, that holds you back, that finds a problem to hold you back and not to do and achieve what it is that you want. If you want to quieten that voice in your head so you can focus or travel or be the next best version of you, my book, Mindset Mastery, Do Less, Achieve More, will show you how to do it. You can get it from darrenfleming.com.au/books, the link here on the screen. Cheers. G'day. If you want to upgrade your thinking so you can upgrade your life, get on board the 5-day Mindset Mastery Challenge. In this challenge, I'll show you how to identify and then deactivate thoughts that are holding you back from achieving what it is that you want. Until you get rid of these old thoughts that are not serving you, you'll be slave to them. This 5-day challenge will show you how to identify them, deactivate them, so they no longer control your thinking. When you can change your thoughts, you can change your life. And that's what the 5-day Mindset Mastery Challenge will give you. I look forward to joining you on this program. Cheers.